Colorado.
Tensions are rising with North Korea again after the United States seized a North Korean cargo ship for violating U.S. sanctions. U.S. officials believe the ship is one of several so-called ghost ships carrying secret shipments of coal illegally into the country. The seizure came just hours after leader Kim Jong-un launched 2 short-range missiles, which landed off the coast. The latest launch is the second in just 5 days in North Korea. Tensions also climbing in the economic standoff between the U.S. and China after the U.S. raised tariffs on billions of dollars of Chinese products from 10 to 25%. That after China failed to meet a deadline in the ongoing trade negotiations. China has now threatened countermeasures. The increase could raise the price of thousands of Chinese goods here in the U.S. Despite the setback, the White House says there is still a chance of 2 nations reaching a trade deal. Meteorologist Joe Snedeker is next with your wet and cooler weekend forecast. Plus,
this nonprofit fitness facility could be getting a facelift, all thanks to a festival tomorrow in Towanda, where you can raise a glass at this event coming up.
Hi, everybody.
You should be rebroadcasted. I'm looking to it, you know? So, oh wow, robotic jib. It's a robotic jib.
This is our studio. Obviously all of our newscasts are done in here. I'm gonna try not to be like, it's John, by the way.
So we're in the middle of the news, and so you can see there's the 3 cameras that are here. And if you look while I start reading, the what's called a teleprompter is in front of the camera, and that tells me what to read. The words just show up there on the screen too. So I make sure that if that fails, I have this here to read too. So we're gonna do a little story here, and then we're gonna have Joe do the weather in the backyard. So you're already in the backyard?
Yes.
Nice. Great.
Do they ever play jokes on your April Fool and put something on the screen?
Every so often. We like to have fun here too. Usually the person playing jokes is that guy out there in the backyard. And so I have a little earpiece in, and that's how they're telling me from the control room what's going on and when I'm going to be back on TV. What if you could help raise money for a community just by sipping wine or beer? Ryan Lucky has where you can do just that this weekend.
From sprucing up the town to helping to renovate, this nonprofit that helps keep people in shape in this part of Bradford County, an event tomorrow in Towanda is tackling it all. It all ties into the 4th annual Wine and Beer Festival.
It's definitely more than just a happy hour.
Once we get to weather, we'll have more time. You can talk to John and ask some questions. So.
Families, seniors, teens, everybody. Our next process is actually putting in a new floor and putting in a divider.
The event tomorrow features 8 wineries, 4 breweries, and 1 distillery.
We're really proud to be a part of this because it brings a lot of money to our community and the beautiful YMCA. We're bringing all of our wines or sweets or fries on our list. One of our most famous wines people know about is Lady Lake, and it's a sweet blend.
One of the nice things about the wine festival is we're working with the wine. We're also doing the new flower boxes on the bridge, which go with the flags that are already been put up.
The Wine and Beer Festival runs tomorrow from noon until 5 at a new location this year, Mountaineer Park in Monroeton. For tickets, they're $20 a person, $35 for 2, $10 for designated driver, and all cash collected benefits the Bradford County YMCA and the Towanda Rotary. Head to WNEP.com/websites for more information and to score tickets ahead of time. I'm Ryan Lucky, News Law 16, reporting from Bradford County.
And we're heading to the backyard now. Joe and I both guest starring on the Noon today.
Yeah, you got that right, John. Good afternoon to you. Call me a little OCD, but this is bothering me. There it is, and it's a little close.
We have a breeze, but we have a nice south wind. It's not going to be the best this weekend, especially Sunday.
So now when I just tossed to Joe back there, if you saw on the screen, you can maybe see when we come back, it looks like there's a big window that I'm looking at. But I'm just looking at a monitor, and Colleen, what the control room is kind of superimposing that.
Yeah.
So it's making it look like there's a big window that we look out to into the backyard.
Oh, you can see the green screen.
And then if you look over here, this is the green screen. So you saw that in the backyard? Joe is just standing in front of that green, and then the computer is putting the weather maps behind him. So he's looking off to the side where there's TV monitors, so he knows right where to point. So it looks like he's looking at the map, but he's facing this direction. He's looking off of the TV to the side. So he's just standing in front of the green. If you look behind you over here, there's another green screen here in the studio, right behind you, right beside you. So we can have reporters and stuff stand there, and it's the same kind of technology. You can put anything behind them on the TV. So it's a little bit of television magic that we're able to do with that. And once we get into a commercial or a little bit, you can come out and see the cameras a little better. But each story that I do, it tells me which camera to look at. Because you see we have the 3 different cameras. And so each story has a different camera that's associated with it. And so it says here which camera to look at. And then also the number on each camera turns red. And that tells me that that's the camera that's on at that time.
Does anybody have any questions?
This is the first time I've seen like robotic cameras.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Because most TV stations have cameramen and people working behind the scenes.
A lot of them do. Yeah, most of them. I would say a lot of them do, because a lot of them are going the same way with robotic cameras or the automated cameras. We can run these manually if we need to. They're still manual. They still work that way.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Has the manuscript ever glitched and the words just go all crazy?
Oh yeah.
Some of our other newscasts, when we have 2 anchors here or sports anchors and things like that, there's a camera operator that's in the studio to help with things. But the cameras are all automated, so they can just control them out of the control room. I'm sure you're familiar with Joe Snedeker and his interesting forecasts, right?
Of course.
We didn't see Joe. I couldn't find Joe.
Oh, okay. That's typical.
Yeah.
But at least it's not winter, and tomorrow looks fantastic, John. Hulk was originally gray. How do you feel about that?
He has to be green, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's just what we know. All right, Joe. Thanks. You too. With a forecast like that, some viewers are not optimistic about the weather for the rest of spring and summer.
The whole summer's going to stop because we're only going to have rain, clouds. That's all that rain ever has.
Scott Schaefer responds to that call and more next in Talkback Feedback.
Awesome. Thank you, John.
Sure. Great seeing everybody today.
Thank you.
Enjoy your tour.
Thank
and when you walk by, you can see the cameras what we were talking about.
Oh, well,
the words
yeah.
that are on there that I'm reading.
Oh, wow.
As you know, we get a wide variety of calls on our talkback line, and it's our Scott Schaefer's job, so he says, to catalog and file them. And he has his hands full in this week's Talkback Feedback.
Welcome to Talkback Feedback. This week we're really getting deep into the weeds with the whole talkback process. You see, this is where we come to meticulously catalog each and every phone call that comes in to talkback. And let me tell you, you folks are keeping us busy.
Yeah, I just want to help 16 out with their weather. The whole summer is going to suck because we're only going to have rain and clouds.
Well, first off, we have the best callers. I mean, they'll go out of their way to help us with the weather, even if we don't ask. So we could file that under useful tips, but I think that call is more armchair meteorologist. That's a popular file.
Is it true that your weather person, Allie McGalley or whatever her name is, does she actually have a winter coat for every day?
Oh, that one's easy. That goes in the wrong name file. We do get a few of those calls.
To the gentleman questioning Joe Schaefer's tie.
See what I mean?
Somebody needs to go down to Harrisburg with a pair of vice grips and grab all the politicians by their ears, and every time you see a pothole, you should bang their heads together, because our roads suck!
Let's file that one under legislative lobbying. Now, clearly this is a tedious process, but we don't mind one bit because you are worth it, and your calls are certainly worth it.
I'm getting sick of Scott wearing the same damn color tie as her dress. No wonder I changed the channel.
Let's call that amateur fashion critic. Where is that file? You too can call Talkback 16 at 1-800-228-WNEP, and maybe next week we'll give you a little feedback.
A wild parade through the halls of one elementary school in Schuylkill County. The students send off for the family of ducks, and why it's becoming an annual event next noon.
At school? Mm-hmm. With an emphasis in broadcasting. Like there was a broadcasting, there was public relations, there was journalism.
Didn't really be able to agree.
An early Mother's Day send-off this week for a mama duck and her 13 ducklings at Blue Mountain West Elementary School near Orwigsburg. School officials believe the same duck's been laying her eggs in a flower bed in the courtyard there the past few years. Wednesday, as students looked on, the mama led her babies through the halls to a wooded area behind the school. Here in Schuylkill County. Now that is cute. Later today, starting on Newswatch 16 at 4, black tie to blue jeans and everything in between. We take you live to the 19th annual Black and Blue Ball fundraiser in Scranton, benefiting the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Then at 5:30, we're looking for a forever home for Coco, a sweet pit bull mix at a shelter in Lackawanna County. In this week's 16 to the Rescue. And later, Mike Stevens takes a closer look at little things.
Stand by too.
This week's PhotoLink Library celebrating spring. Newswatch 16 at 6. That's going to do it for Newswatch 16 at noon. Remember, we are always on at WNEP.com. You can find us live and on the go with our free WNEP app for your phone. Thanks for being with us. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
I'm over here. Okay.
Rough year. Like mine was mass communications, so that was different than journalism. Journalism could be on air or it can be print. It all depends on the school. Like you have to look at the schools and their breakdown.
There we go. And 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, I'm John Meyer. Here's what you'll see today on Newswatch 16 beginning at 4. A man with a gun causes a standoff at student apartments near Bloomsburg University. What happened here? Plus 4 people in custody accused of shooting at vehicles in Wayne County. How police caught them.
And after a few showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening, it's over, man. Tomorrow looks pretty good. Focus on that before the rain comes in on Sunday. Sorry, Mom. Check it out. The warmest day maybe in the next week. Yeah, 70s through this afternoon, scattered showers. Cooler tomorrow, but at least dry and partly sunny, mid-60s. Rain on Mother's Day, then below average temperatures through March, early and mid next week. Enjoy.